By me, Cowboy, I can give you a future. The Apache woman who changed a lonely rancher's fate. The desert had a way of telling the truth. At dawn, it showed mercy. By night, it showed none. Ethan Cole had learned that lesson the hard way. For 12 years, the ranch had been his whole world. 3,000 acres of dry land, stubborn cattle, and silence so thick it sometimes rang in his ears. His wife had died giving birth to a child that never lived. After that, people stopped visiting. Town faded away. Only the land remained. That morning, Ethan rode the south fence line, checking for breaks after a windstorm. His horse slowed near the creek bed, ears twitching. Someone was there. Ethan reached for his rifle. She stepped out from behind a boulder, thin, dust-covered, but standing tall despite exhaustion. An Apache woman. Her hair was long and dark, her dress torn by thorns and time. Her eyes, though, were sharp and unbroken. "I won't steal," she said quietly, "and I won't run." Ethan stared. Apaches rarely crossed into ranch land alone unless desperate. "This is private property," he said. "I know, but the land does not belong to one man." Something in her voice stopped him from shouting her away. "What's your name?" he asked. "Naya." She swayed slightly. Hunger. Dehydration. Against his better judgment, Ethan lowered his rifle. "There's water at the house. You can drink, then you'll leave." Naya nodded. "Fair." She drank slowly, carefully, like someone who had learned never to trust abundance. Ethan watched from the doorway as she sat on the porch, hands wrapped around a tin cup. "You're alone," he said. "So are you." The words struck harder than he expected. By sunset, the truth came out. Soldiers had raided her people's camp. Those who resisted were killed, the rest scattered. "I will not be taken," she said, "and I will not beg." Ethan leaned against the post, jaw tight. He had seen what soldiers called order. "You can stay the night," he said. "After that, we'll see." That night, the desert turned cold. Ethan gave her a blanket and slept with one eye open. Still, something had already shifted. Days passed, then weeks. Naya didn't leave. Instead, she worked. She fixed fences without being asked. She tended horses with a natural calm that even the wildest responded to. When Ethan sliced his arm on rusted wire, she treated the wound with herbs he'd never seen. "You learned this where?" he asked. "From my mother, before she was buried without songs." Silence followed. At night, they spoke little, but the loneliness that once pressed down on Ethan began to ease. The ranch breathed again. Then trouble came riding in. 3 men. Not soldiers. Worse. "You hiding an Apache?" one asked, grinning. Ethan stepped forward. "You're trespassing." The man spat. "Word is, she's worth a bounty." Before Ethan could react, Naya appeared beside him. "I am not property," she said. The men laughed. That night, Ethan knew the ranch was no longer just his responsibility. "They will come back," Naya said. "I know. You could send me away." Ethan shook his head. "Running doesn't end it." She studied him carefully. "By me, Cowboy, I can give you a future. Not comfort, not safety, but meaning." The words stayed with him. Ethan began preparing, reinforcing doors, stocking ammunition, teaching Naya to use his rifle, though she already knew more than she admitted. She taught him in return how to read tracks, how to listen to silence, how to survive without fear ruling every step. The ranch became a fortress not of walls, but of resolve. The attack came at dawn. Gunfire split the air. Horses screamed. Fire licked the barn walls. Ethan fought like a man already dead. Naya moved like the desert itself, quiet, precise, unstoppable. When it ended, 2 men were wounded. The rest fled. Smoke rose into the pale sky. Ethan sank to the ground, breath shaking. Naya knelt beside him. "You stood your ground," she said. "So did you," he said. In that moment, something unspoken passed between them. Not romance, not possession, but partnership. The town sheriff arrived days later. "You've made enemies," he warned. "I've made a choice," Ethan replied. Winter came early, cold nights, long shadows. One evening, Naya packed her things. "You're leaving," Ethan said, voice flat. "Yes," she replied, "because now I can choose freely." He nodded, though his chest ached. She stopped at the gate. "You were lonely," she said, "but not empty. You only forgot." "And you?" he asked. "I remembered who I am." She placed her hand briefly over his heart. "By me, you found a future. By you, I found myself." Then she walked into the desert, strong and unafraid. Ethan watched until she disappeared into the horizon. The ranch stood quiet again, but it was no longer hollow. Sometimes the people who change us forever are not meant to stay. They are meant to wake us up.